Good morning, Story City, and happy Monday. I am so happy to bring you another episode of Mondays in Story. And today, for you listeners that might not know, I have a special guest. This is Mike Truesdale, and Mike is with Atlas Financial and Thrivent right here in the heart of downtown Story City. And I'm just going to start off by letting Mike tell us a little bit about himself.
Yeah, first of all, Shannon, thanks a lot for just inviting me in here. So my family and I, we moved to Story City about 8 years ago. We opened up a branch of Thrivent in Story City, and we've really enjoyed just being in the downtown area with some really awesome news ahead.
Yes.
But I have 3 children, and we've just loved the Roland Story School District. We've loved living here, and I'm really excited to be here.
So when you talk about a branch of business, where is your other branch located at?
Yeah, so we have 3 offices. Okay. We have an Iowa Falls office, we have a Waverly office, and now a Story City office. Yes. We were located 1 block north of Broad Street.
Yes.
And we now get to say we're on Broad Street.
And it is so exciting that it finally came to fruition. I think as long as I've known you, we've had a conversation about getting you on Broad Street. So.
We absolutely have. It's been frustrating. We've had 2 other times that it just kind of fell through the cracks, but we had a wonderful landlord in Alan Karen Hermanson that helped us out. They helped us establish here, and then as of recent, April 1st, we were able to move into 610 Broad Street.
Yes, very exciting. So if you haven't noticed while you've been driving down Broad Street, make sure you look to your right after Reliance State Bank, and you'll notice the awning's the same, but the name has changed.
That is true.
Yes. So talking a little bit about, Thrivent and Atlas, financial, what drew you to be in the financial industry? Was that like a passion of yours? I've been working with high school kids and talking to them about career paths, and it's something that continually comes up. So
right, yeah. Actually, no. So I'm an elementary ed major by trade. I taught first grade for 5 years. Wow. Was a teacher and a coach, and we were in Waverly, and Claire, my oldest, was born, and Sarah, my wife, decided that she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So we looked into the financial industry in Iowa Falls, which was her hometown. And then from there, 19 years later, we've established, 3 offices, 1 team, but really one purposeful goal.
Yeah. Sorry, welcome to a working office. The phone rings sometimes.
She is the chamber director. She's very busy, folks.
I forgot to turn my volume off. So sorry, Mike.
No worries at all.
So career change, which is always great. So as people are talking about, financial in the world that we're at this day and age, and, it's probably a dreaded word that we talk about, interest rates and investing and things like that. Are you seeing common questions come from people right now in 2026 that you hadn't seen when you originally started in the industry?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. The stock market is an ever-changing world. Financial planning is an ever-changing world. Yeah. And the cool thing about all of this is that everybody's life has life events that change. Right. So there's lots of variables that go into financial planning. And I would say our team at Atlas, which is still Thrivent, so that's a big misnomer right now at this point.
And I'm terrible. Sometimes I do it backwards.
People are like, no, it's fantastic. But people are like, are you still Thrivent? Absolutely. Right. We're like a franchise. Think of us as McDonald's. Okay. Each individual McDonald's is owned, but obviously the big boss pays the bills and those types of things. So our team is fantastic at fielding those questions. Okay. Kim Sporleader is right here in town. Okay. Amy Emerson is one of our office professionals here in town. And then Aaron Fatma is one of my business partners. He just lives up the road in Jewel. And then Adam Niederhoff is the other advisor. Okay. So we love to field questions. We're happy to field questions. We're a no-fee advisory place, so you can come in and you can ask us questions. We're not going to charge you as you walk out the door. We hope that you kind of gain some valuable education from our advice, and then if you feel like you want to move a little forward with some financial advising, then that's where we can come into play. But to answer your question, inflation, war, the volatility of the stock market. We always tell people it's something that you don't know is going to happen that really triggers something within the stock market. War in Iran, who knew? Right. COVID 6 years ago now.
I know, right?
Who knew? Real estate market crash in '08. Who knew? Yes. So, yeah, it's great to field questions, and we just love to help.
I mean, that's why I had to ask it, because it's always that common thing, as we talk about what's going on, in our capital with property taxes and things like that. Like, it's a common question right now is financial. You look at the price of gas today was a shock to me when I looked at it, just a few days ago. It was a lot less. And,
right.
It all goes in that circle of things that, we don't plan for most of the time. Yeah. So as we talk about planning, financial planning is not something that probably a lot of people talk about at a young age. I don't remember my parents talking about it. Mm-hmm. So is there an ideal time, or how does somebody get into making sure that they're financially set for the future?
Yeah, I think the best advice I have is you're never too late. And you're never too early either. So young folks should be putting money away into things like Roth IRAs, their 401k to get a company match if they're with an employer. They're just little things like that can really jumpstart a young person or a young couple that can then get them to their retirement age where they're actually able to retire at will. Whether or not they want to or not, that's completely up to them, but they have the flexibility of choosing when rather than have to due to health. But we really love to look at all of those variables that go into, we call them derailers, we call them roadblocks. There's lots of different things with financial advising and planning that people run into on a daily basis. Things like divorce, things like birth, things like marriage, buying their first home. Right. A lot of people come see us because they have a specific need.
Okay.
And maybe that's a 401k that they had that they want to roll over. Maybe it's life insurance that they know that they need because they just bought a home. And that's really a great way to start in the financial planning world, and then we'll kind of take you from there if you choose to go with a more comprehensive approach.
Perfect. You are nailing it with the answers today.
Wow.
I mean, you are on fire.
They told us about elevator speeches back in the day, 19 years ago.
You got it down for sure. Well, to flip a little bit off the financial aspect of it all, and as my role is your Chamber Main Street Director, Main Street is very important to downtowns. And as we had mentioned that you wanted to be on Broad Street. And let's tell our listeners a little bit of why you felt that was important to be in the downtown. You could go to exteriors of a community. Why is downtown important? And then why was it also important to be on Broad Street?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So first of all, our other two offices, the one in Waverly, we are on Main Street. Yes, and we've been there for probably the last 3 or 4 years, and we've seen just the visibility of our business and being able to be here and present. You drive by, you see the Thrive sign. Right. So that exposure was easily number one. Number two is that we really just love small towns. We could have easily chosen to go to Ames. Right. We didn't want to. Iowa Falls, Waverly, and Story City are all very similar towns. And that's who we are. And honestly, that Main Street, Broad Street, if you will, for 7 years, it's just been kind of like, can we catch it? Can we grab it? Can we move there? Can we not? Right. And this opportunity came up with Tracy and Bill Jennings. Yep. And what a tremendous opportunity it was. We saw a building that was not being used, and we know that being on Main Street and just seeing the life, the action that's down here, being involved with some of the things that you have going on, we just knew that was in our business plan, in our business model, and thankfully April 1st we were able to make it happen.
Well, and kudos to you. So the 3 towns you are in are all Main Street communities with the state of Iowa, and there is only 52 of us, so you hit 3 of them.
Well,
so way to go.
100%. Well,
and I saw all their directors last night, that's cool. Always good.
Well, my wife grew up in Iowa Falls. We moved here from Iowa Falls. We spent 11 years there, and then Waverly was where Wartburg College grads. That's where I met Sarah. And then that's where our oldest Claire was born. So there's awesome ties selfishly to me to each of the 3 communities.
I have ties to all 3 communities too. So I love that a lot.
That's cool.
So talking about you now being able to be on Broad Street, we are going to have a celebration coming up here in the near future. And so why don't you give a little details about that?
Yeah, so we're going to be blessed to the downtown by Story City's Greater Chamber with an open house, which will be on You got it. Is it the 19th?
It is May 19th.
Okay. All right. So we'll go from about 4:30 to 6 o'clock. Yep. It'll be a ribbon cutting.
Absolutely.
We're really excited. We'll have our staff and our people there. We hope to see as many businesses, community members that are available on a Tuesday night. Yep. Might have some hors d'oeuvres, might have some little charcuterie types of snacks.
Sounds like a good time to me.
I don't know if I can say this, but we might have an adult beverage or two to share.
A good choice of beverage, yes.
So, and we'll have others too. You don't have to come thinking that you'll have to do that.
Yes.
But from 4:30 to 6, we'll be excited to see you.
Right. And to anybody that hasn't attended a business after hours or a ribbon cutting, they are open to everybody in the community. And it's really a great way not to only to learn about the business, but to meet community members. I always say you want to know your neighbor. This is a great way to know your neighbor and who's downtown. So everybody is welcome to attend that event. And we love having ribbon cuttings and celebrating these exciting things of what a lot of people don't realize takes time. I've been in this role since 2019, and we've had this conversation over and over again about building locations and how to get to Broad Street, and it takes time. And now we're here to celebrate it.
Patience.
For sure.
Patience.
It's
We've
a virtue,
needed
for
that.
sure.
For sure.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Well, Mike, I want to thank you for coming on today. And in closing, I just want you to, anything that we didn't talk about that you want the listeners to know about you or your business, or if they have any needs, how to go about getting a hold of you, for sure.
That's a great question. And I'll guess I'll add the elevator speech in here a little bit more. But we're here to help. We are a financial planning comprehensive institution. We are a little product based at times, but we can also be fee based. We're here to help in any way, whether or not you're just getting started or at the end. We are here to answer questions. You can just bop in. You can call by appointment if you need. You want a little more time. But we are here to help. We do have a little Christian edge. Sometimes we like to say that Thrivent is a Christian-based firm, which we are. Makes us a little unique to some of the other financial institutions that are out there. Not better, but just unique.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to add a fun fact because I love to put people on the spot. But Mike's, one way I always remember you is I'm a flip-flop lover. And Mike might stand on the sidelines of football games once in a while in the cold, just as well as I'm sitting in the bleachers in flip-flops. Right. So if you haven't seen him downtown, you definitely have seen him maybe on the sidelines of football games for sure.
Right. And all of my kids would be like, Dad, put your dogs away. Come on, Dad.
You just roll with it.
Yeah, I do. You know
got
what?
to. You got to.
If you can, poke the bear a little bit with your kids.
Absolutely.
And be comfortable, too, while you're on the sideline.
Right.
Exactly. Something to be said about some flip-flops.
It's called balance. I think we've worn puffer vests and hooded sweatshirts, and Mike and I all have our flip-flops on. So.
You know what? The flip-flop gang, we're good.
The true Iowan's heart, yes.
100%.
Well, Mike, thanks once again, and we hope to see you all on May 19th at Atlas Financial Thrivent here in downtown Story City. Everybody have a great week.